first project. We're going to use the AWS Simulearn. I feel like this is a great tool for first time hands-on experience. You get great simulations to perform several different projects they have here, and it's all free, guys. Please check it out. So I'm going to use this tool to get hands-on experience and preparation for my solutions architect exam. So let's go ahead and get started. And this is also all in SkillBuilder, AWS SkillBuilder. Okay, so we're going to do the AWS Simulearn first NoSQL database. Let's go ahead and start. Alright, so here are listed some of the learning objectives if you wanted to take a look at that. We're going to go ahead and start it off. It's going to be loading here. Alright. So with the AWS Simulearn, you get to choose your experience. You have a scripted mode, and this is a predefined storyline and conversation, and it's designed to offer a structured context. Uses scripted dialogue to outline the business problem. And you have open dialogue mode here, which is a dynamic conversation with a character, and it's powered by generative AI. So here you have your own conversation with the client. But for our first project, we're going to go ahead and go with the scripted mode. Alright, so it's guided and the dialogue is scripted here. And let's click start. Okay, so we're going to be talking with Grace Knoll today. She is a database administrator for the company we're going to be working with. Okay, she says, "Hi, welcome to the best entertainment streaming service in the city. Thanks for answering the call." All right. No worries. How can I help you? We're sending that dialogue. Okay. And Grace says, "We want to add more features to our streaming services, which would require a highly scalable database with lightning fast performance. One feature idea we have is to add a digital bookmark so that customers can continue watching shows where they left off. Can we accomplish this without having a well-defined schema?" And when you hear well-defined schema, you should automatically think DynamoDB. Alright. And we say, "That would be a nice feature to add. Based on what you described, I think Amazon DynamoDB is the best option." Ding, ding, ding. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database, so you don't have to worry about a schema. It automatically scales, and it has single-digit millisecond latency. Grace says, "Okay, that might work. But what about gathering metadata on viewing habits from customer devices? Can a NoSQL database organize a large amount of metadata and support the storage of it?" We say, "It sure can. DynamoDB supports petabytes of data, and to support your metadata needs, you can add records and with unique IDs that have varying attributes." Nice. This sounds like it will greatly enhance our customer streaming experience. Let's get started. Okay, so here's an overview here. So 1, we acquire the theory and fundamentals of the cloud architecture. 2, we practice. We gain hands-on experience through guided tutorials in the AWS labs. And 3, we apply acquired knowledge to solve challenges independently. So for today, I just want to do a quick tutorial of the AWS Simulearn. So we're probably going to just stop at practice. And the next video, I'm probably going to do all 3. Okay, stay tuned. So let's go ahead and click continue here. All right, Dr. Newton is here for any questions that you may have. It's an AI assistant, so you just type your question here if you have any issues during the training. All right, so solution request. This is what the company is requesting: to create a database to help our video streaming team track customer viewing behaviors from metadata such as movies watched and device type. Okay, here's a little bit about DynamoDB. DynamoDB is a key value and document database that delivers single-digit millisecond performance at any scale. This level of performance addresses the fast response time required by the solution. Right, DynamoDB tables support two types of primary keys, a partition key only or a partition key and sort key. This solution uses a partition key, user ID, and a sort key, last date watched. And you'll see us create those up soon. When getting a specific item, get item operation, you must specify the primary key for the item that you want. You can retrieve the entire item or just subset of its attributes. Step 5. To query this table, you must provide the partition key value and apply a condition to the sort key value so that you retrieve only a subset of that data. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and start with our practice. Okay. I just want to make sure that the last lab content is not included. Alright. So because I ended the last lab, I'm going to have to wait a little bit for the new lab to get started. So in the meantime, while this is counting down to set up our new lab, I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back. Okay, and so our lab is now ready. So we're going to go ahead and click on Open AWS Console. Okay, just giving you a few notes about how to access items here. We're going to go ahead and click through those. If you want to look through those, you can, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and click through them. Alright, and let's get to the instructions for our lab. Okay. Step 2, we're going to click on the DynamoDB. If it's not already listed, you can type it here in the search bar. Let's see. But because it's already listed, no, it's not listed. Okay, let's go ahead and type that in then. Alright. So we can go ahead and click on DynamoDB. And we're going to click this big orange tab here to create our table. Let's get started. Alright, let's head to step 3, which is create table. We've done that. Alright, now we're going to name the tables here. And copy that table name, place it here. Let's get the partition key name, user ID, copy that, and let's bring that here. We're going to make sure that that's a string value, and it is. Alright, and our sort key, let's go ahead and grab that from over here. We can just copy and paste. Make sure I copy that. And this is going to be a number value. Okay. Alright, so we're going to scroll down here and make sure that we have the default settings. Alright. because that's going to be our step 5 to check that. And then our next step is going to be to create the table. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we got a table here, guys. All right. Now we have to enter some values into that table. Also, let's check. Okay, the table is active. Always make sure that status is active. Okay, so we're gonna click on our user video history here. Let's see what's the next step, and click on actions and then create item. So now we're going to create some items in our table. Okay, we already have the partition key, so we're going to enter a value for that, and the last day watch, we're going to enter a value for that. Okay, so here are the values. We can just go ahead and copy. And we can copy this. Alright, and then let's click next. And the last day watched here, you can see this is a Unix timestamp. Alright, let's go ahead and click next. Alright, we're going to add another attribute, and that's going to be a string value. Okay, you see that it opened up an area here that we can add a new attribute. And let's see what the attribute is going to be. Okay, it's going to be video old. Alright, and the value for that attribute, okay, let's see, next step. Alright, we're going to add a new attribute, and the attribute is going to be a string. Okay, we've completed these 2 steps here. Let's go ahead and click to the next step. Alright, so the attribute name is preferred language, and the value is going to be English. Let's go ahead and get those values placed in our table. Okay, and we're pushing along to our next step. Okay, we're adding a new attribute, and this attribute is going to be a list. So you know, with lists you have several values. So let's go ahead and create that list. Alright, and next step, this is going to be the name of our attribute for that list. Go ahead and copy that. Alright, and with the list you have fields. So let's go ahead and figure out what those fields are going to be. Okay, so the value is going to be a string. We're creating a list here, guys. Okay, and first on that list is going to be Amazon Fire TV. So let's add that value. Okay. Okay, we've completed 1 and 2 for this step. Let's move on to step 17. Alright, we're going to add a new list. We're going to add a new field on this list, and it's going to be a string. Alright, let's go ahead and see what that string is going to be. It's going to be Amazon Fire Tablet. Let's go ahead and add that to our list. Okay. And after we add that, we're going to go ahead and create the item. So we have some items in our table. Alright, so now we're going to click on Explore Items, and we're going to do some querying. Okay, not quite querying yet. We're going to add some new attributes, and it's going to be a number. Alright, and let's go and see what that is. Last stop time. Okay, we can place that there and go and get our value, which is going to be 90. Let's that there, and we're going to save and close as the third step for that. Alright, okay, let's go back, check our steps. We're on step 22. Alright, so we're going to now scan or query. Alright, so we can go ahead and click on that. Alright, and we're going to click the query option, and we're going to query our table. So let's see, select a table for index. We already have our table user video history that we created, and it's going to select all attributes. Alright, get our partition key that we're looking for. And then we want to check that partition that has a last date watch short key that's greater than this. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy this. Alright, and make sure that it says greater than and that value that they had listed, and we're going to click run. Okay, let's see, value greater than sort key. Let's make sure query all attributes. Alright, and we have completed a query. So guys, this is, and it says items returned 0, so that's great. So this is just a basic overview of how we can, complete those queries here. Alright, so with this tool, I hope you guys get a better understanding of how the lab works, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.